Today's video is all about one word, people: labels. Now, when I say labels, by the way, I'm talking about the words that we use to define ourselves. And you're probably thinking, Rav, that's nothing. It sounds harmless, right? Labeling sounds harmless. But what if I told you that labeling was secretly suffocating and killing your personal and professional growth? You leaning in now? Are you with me? Well, listen, by the end of today's video, I'm going to teach you what I believe is my truth around labeling, its harmful effects, and what we can do about it. So, hey, without further wait, let's get into it. Here's my truth, people. Okay, the words that we use to define ourselves can influence our behavior and shift the trajectory of our lives, which is why labeling is so damn powerful, yet so damn harmful in the wrong context. And hey, here's what I'm talking about, okay? On the powerful side, labeling can give us a sense of identity, belonging, and confidence, which is great. But on the harmful side, on the dark side, when you fix your identity, it can leave you playing small, thinking small, and also developing self-limiting beliefs that sabotage your growth. But worst of all, you engage in behaviors to protect the label that you've given yourself. And for me, labeling gets dangerous when the label that you've proudly given yourself consumes your entire identity. But hey, just for a second, let's dig deeper. I'm currently knee-deep in the book writing process for my first book. Now, before I started that book, I very intentionally embodied the following 4 words. I said, I am an author. I am an author. And the reason I did that was I wanted to give myself a label which allowed me to step into the identity that I needed to embody over the next few months as I started to chip away at my manuscript. And I found it very helpful because this is new for me. This is uncharted territory. So I wanted to be intentional about it. Now, as I've gone through the manuscript and I'm beginning my revision process, I'm now stepping into the following phrase, which is, I am someone who writes. 5 words, yet a very subtle shift that we're going to talk about in a second. But here's why I've done that. If I say I'm only an author, then do I say no to my speaking career, my consulting, and my coaching? What do I do with all the beautiful opportunities that may come and find me in the next chapter of my story? Do I say no? Do you see where I'm going with this? So for me, if I stick with the label of I'm an author and I'm only an author, then I would be saying no to abundance. And I didn't want that for me. Now, it's funny, if I look back at different chapters of my story and in different seasons of my life, I can totally see how unconscious labeling led me to feeling misalignment, resentment, and frustration towards myself. But luckily, there's something we can do about it. The shift lies in one word: verbs. That's it. It's that simple. Instead of pinning your entire identity using a noun, use a verb instead, aka a doing word, an action word to expand your being. So here's what I'm talking about. Instead of I am an entrepreneur, you could say I am someone who runs a business. Instead of saying I'm an athlete, you could say I am someone who competitively swims. Do you see where the difference is? Switching from a noun to a verb can do incredible things for your identity and the way you define yourself and your future prospects. For example, let's say you do define yourself as an athlete. I am an athlete, but you experience an injury, which means you can't go and swim competitively as you once thought. As a result, it hits you. Okay, well, if I'm not an athlete, then who am I? What do I do? And you get stuck in a rut. You experience stagnation and you can't pull yourself out of that rut because of the label that you've given yourself. You can't reinvent yourself into someone who runs a business or someone who's a corporate executive. That's a label. So you can see the problem there. But somebody who runs a team for a Fortune 50 company. There you go. Let's dig deeper there. Now, for me, when we engage in behaviors to protect that identity, That's really where the problem lies. So here's what I'd like you to do. Okay. Think about a label that you are currently using for yourself that just doesn't serve you. Write it down. I am a, insert the noun. Now what I'd like you to do is flip the script. Flip the script and say, I am someone who, and insert a verb. And I want you to keep that here. I want you to keep it here and watch the magic unfold. Listen, I'm a human being who's imperfect as they come and work in progress just like you. I'm committed to growth just like you. But one thing I truly believe deep in my core is that labeling in the wrong context can be harmful. Not only will it leave you playing small, thinking small, and embodying self-limiting beliefs that crush your growth, but it will prevent abundance from finding you, man. And I don't want that for you. I definitely don't want it for me. And you and I, we are more than one singular identity. We are multifaceted human beings. You feel me? Well, hey, if you do feel me and you enjoyed this video, this is your next destination where I'll walk you through 5 transformational lessons that life has taught me. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.